to the VIP.
Yeah, the IP, VIP.
Don't wait, cause tonight's on me.
It's on me, baby, all on me, yeah.
Sexy models, champagne bottles.
Yeah, the IP, VIP.
Got 2 models, 3 more bottles.
Model when I'm model, got a bottle, there's only one side.
Be Taylor.
Yeah, the IP, VIP. It's on me, baby, all on me, yeah.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Xander Effect. I'm your host, Xander Dames. Got a lot of crazy stuff going on today in entertainment news, starting with Danny Masterson has been charged with 3 counts of rape. The former That 70s Show and The Ranch star is in a lot of trouble, so we'll talk a little bit about that. In sports, a lot of Texans football players have been tested positive for COVID-19. We'll talk a little bit about that. And in video game news, looks like Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed once again. We'll talk a little bit about that. Plus, today I have 2 young up-and-coming actors of the new movie Mighty Oak. I will be joined today by one of the main characters, Tommy Ragen, and his co-star Gianna Harris. Will be chatting with me a little bit about their experience on set. But first, here is Qwes Kross. She Got It, right here on the Xander Effect.
Where did we go? Where did we go? Yeah. What you wanna do? What do we do? What do we do? What you gonna say? Yeah. And life is fine. I know that I'm with you. I don't mind. Yeah. What we gonna do? I'm with you. It could be so true. Tell me where we going. Life is full of games, but we are the same. Let's just stop this play. Let me do my thing. I see you, and I see your crew, but I like you. Yeah. What you wanna do? I don't wanna play. Why you wanna play? What you should say? I don't wanna play. You can play around, calling up your girls. Maybe she died. What you wanna do? I don't wanna play. Why you wanna play? Yeah, what you should say? I don't wanna know. You can play around, calling up your girls. Every time we haven't been the same. What do you do? Please just come my way. Ooh. Call my stylist, running up a tab with a pilot, blowing out the back with my Qwes, living out my life cause I live this, push the start button and reminisce, never look back, you say trending, solving out the problem, let's calculate, do the one for me, let's keep it straight. What you gonna do? I don't wanna play. Why you wanna play? What you gonna say? I don't wanna play. We can play around, calling up your girls, she died. What you wanna do? I don't wanna play. Yeah, why you wanna play? Yeah, what you gonna say? I don't wanna play. We can play around, calling up your girls, she died. What you wanna do? I don't wanna play. What you wanna do? What you gonna say? I don't wanna play. We can play around, calling up your girls, she died. What you wanna do? I don't wanna play. Why you wanna play? What you gonna say? I don't wanna play. Yeah, she died. Calling up your girls, she died. What you wanna do? I don't she died. Why you wanna play? What you wanna say? I don't wanna play. You can play around, calling up your girls, she died. What you wanna do? I don't wanna play. Why you wanna play? I don't wanna play. Why you play around? Calling up your girls, she died. What you wanna do? I don't wanna play. What you wanna do? I don't wanna play. Why you wanna play? What you should say? I don't wanna play. You can play around, calling up your girls, she died. What you wanna do? I don't wanna play. Why you wanna play? What you gonna say? I don't wanna play. You can play around, calling up your girls, what do we do? What you wanna do? How do we do? What do we say? What you wanna say? I don't wanna play. How do we round? What do we say? Baby, look at town. Yeah. What you wanna do? Yeah. What you wanna say? Hey yo. It's like what? It's like what? It's like what? It's like what? Like who? Like what? Like what?
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ariane Celeste, and you're watching The Xander Effect.
Pink t-shirts, faded blue jeans. It took me right back like a teenage dream. 90 miles north from the Georgia clay, right back to the summer, burning up the place. Broadway strip, guitar case open with no dollar to tip. All lit up like the neon lights. In 18 years I never felt so high. When I think about Nashville, windows down on your Cadillac, I think about the sunset dripping down a summer sky, sipping on a moonshine I'll never forget. When I think about landslides and how I built my life around you, I ain't afraid of change, and not a radio station, not a thing from my past about you. When I think about Nashville, I hope you think of me too. Down that golden road with Keith Urban, who wouldn't wanna be me, that's for certain. Shotgun seat, the T-top off, sun-kissed skin, and we're rocking along. All night on that Broadway strip, guitar case open with no dollar to tip. All lit up like the neon lights. In 18 years I never felt so high. When I think about Nashville, windows down on your Cadillac, I think about the sunset dripping down a summer sky, sipping on a moonshine I'll never forget. When I think about landslides and how I built my life around you, I ain't afraid of change, and not a radio station, not a thing from my past about you. When I think about Nashville, I hope you think of me too. Forever, always, the big and small ways, you let me love you. When I think about Nashville, windows down on your Cadillac, I think about a sunset dripping down a summer sky, sipping on a moonshine I'll never forget. When I think about landslides and how I built my life around you, I ain't afraid of change, and not a radio station, not a thing from my past about you. When you think about Nashville, bet you think of me too. Bet you think of me too. Bet you think of me too.
That was Kimberly Dawn's Nashville right here on the Xander Effect. In entertainment news, Danny Masterson, the former That 70s Show and The Ranch star, is in a lot of trouble, let me tell you. He has been accused by 3 different women about them being raped between the years of 2001 and 2003. And if convicted, Danny faces up to 45 years in prison. So it's not looking good for him. But apparently, Masterson's attorney is very confident that he'll be able to disprove all these allegations and get Danny off off of these accusations. His attorney went on to say, quote, Mr. Masterson is innocent, and we're confident that he will be exonerated when all the evidence finally comes to light and witnesses have the opportunity to testify. Obviously, Mr. Masterson and his wife are in complete shock considering that these nearly 20-year-old allegations are suddenly resulting in charges being filed. But they and their family are comforted knowing that ultimately the truth will come out. The people who know Mr. Masterson know his character and know the allegations to be false. Now, see, the thing about that statement, that last part where he says that the people who know Mr. Masterson know his character and know the allegations to be false, I mean, many people have secrets, and I'm not saying that Danny Masterson is guilty by any means. Obviously, the legal system has to determine that. But at the same time, people can't blindly go ahead and just expect, oh, well, we know this person not to do this. There's been a lot of times where there have been, killers, murderers, that when they interview like their neighbors or something like that, they'll go ahead and say the same things like, oh, I would have never expected that. I mean, he was just such a nice guy, very quiet, kept to himself, blah, blah, blah. Little did they know the guy was a freaking psycho. And that's happened numerous times. So, like, you don't really know a person unless you know them. Unless you are them, I guess you might say. So it's very difficult to actually determine whether or not just knowing the guy makes them, automatically innocent. Who knows? I mean, the only way that we will truly find out is once they're in court and the accusers start being, the witnesses start actually being questioned while on the stand. There's been a lot of different allegations. I mean, there's one from Christy Carnell Bixler, who is one of the plaintiffs actually, that said that Masterson repeatedly raped her in late 2001 and early 2002, and she was actually in a relationship with Masterson at the time. And she basically says that one time, on one occasion, Masterson drugged her wine and anally assaulted her, and he actually told her that the next day. Basically said, you passed out, so I pretty much, I did what I did what I wanted to. So, I mean, there's another one, the second one, they don't identify her, they identify her as Jane Doe, says that Masterson slipped something and made her drink something at a party in 2003, which made her feel sick and disoriented, and she alleged that Danny carried her upstairs and put her in the shower, which afterward she passed out in his bed, and she woke up to him on, basically, taking advantage of her. So that's the second one, and like that, there's just been, it's just a slew of other complaints. Some of them dating back all the way to September of 1996. So there's a lot of different complaints, but the three main ones are already they're already charges have been filed. And one of those, the reason why they didn't file in time is because there wasn't sufficient evidence. So apparently there must be some sufficient evidence now, because it's not looking good for Danny, because now he's being charged, and he's actually being he's on a bail of $3.3 million. So the arraignment is set for September. We'll see what happens, in the upcoming, months as far as these cases are concerned, and we'll see what happens with Danny Masterson. But who knows what the future looks like for this former actor. In other entertainment news, the director cut of Zack Snyder's Justice League will be released on HBO Max in the coming months or so. And so far, Zack Snyder posted a video tweet showing a 30-second clip, which is freaking awesome. I saw it and I was like, wow, why in the world didn't they show this in the theaters? It would have probably made a difference in, the way the critics looked at the movie, because, Justice League did not have the best of criticism, which, to be perfectly honest, I actually enjoyed the movie. I thought it was good. I thought it was a little long. For what the movie needed to be, for the point of the movie, I think it dragged on a little bit too much. and I think that might have been the problem with it to begin with. But overall, I thought the special effects were really cool. I thought that the unification of the Justice League was really awesome, how they all got together and everything. I mean, I think that was all really cool. But in this clip, it shows Gal Gadot, which she plays Wonder Woman. I guess while Jesse Eisenberg, who plays Lex Luthor, is talking about how, I don't know if you guys remember that towards the end of the movie, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet, Lex Luthor is talking to Ben Affleck's Batman, and he's telling him that the bell has been rung. And there's he says, quote, "The bell's already been rung, and they've heard it out in the dark among the stars. Ding dong, the god is dead." So basically what Lex Luthor is alluding to is the arrival of Darkseid. And so during the time that Lex Luthor is saying these things, you could see Gal Gadot, I guess, searching through a cave, and she sees a cave drawing, and in that drawing, you can see the picture of Darkseid on that drawing, which is really, really cool. And then they show a clip of Darkseid and his army for like a brief, like maybe a split second towards the end of that speech. Like, seriously, I honestly think that they should have kept that on there. I don't know why they didn't, but yeah, that right there was just like super awesome to watch. So I'm looking forward to the director's cut on HBO coming up very soon. In other entertainment news, it looks like the streamers, have been saving a lot of the studios, a lot of the theaters, and a lot of the movie execs are anticipating a movie theater revival. I mean, it's going to be kind of difficult because, looks like a lot of movie theaters are going to be doing that social distancing seating, which is going to be looking kind of strange, actually, to be honest with you. And my bottom line of it is this. They're basically saying that cinemas and movies are going to have to over-deliver when they reopen because the at-home experience isn't going to be sustainable. And these are words coming from Disney's global distribution president, Kathleen Tapp. She went ahead and she said, audiences want to dip into it. And so we are going to have to over-deliver on why people are going in the first place. It has got to be an immersive story. It has got to have characters they connect to emotionally, and then have that shared community experience they can talk about, laugh about, and cry about, and feel that it was exceptional for them to come back again and again. Now, here's my rebuttal to that. And I get it, it's a business, but to be honest with you, with all the technology that's going on right now, I believe that movie theaters should create a streaming app as well. Like AMC should create a streaming app. ArcLight Cinemas should create a streaming app. All these big, theater conglomerates should create a streaming site where you can actually purchase tickets at the same price like you would at a theater and be able to watch it from home, not necessarily having to go to the theater. Yes, I know that theaters make their money off popcorn. They make their money off of a lot of things, but at the same time, why not give the audience that chance to not go to a theater? Especially right now with this COVID-19 crisis, there's a lot of people that, yes, they want to go out, they want to go ahead and do things, but at the same time, they also, some people are very hesitant on going out for fear that they might get infected because of a threat of a new wave. So why not give, the audience that chance, that opportunity to watch the movies from home? Just have it, stream it from home. Yes, again, I understand that that might affect DVD and Blu-ray sales, but let's face it here. If you watch it, again, it's the same thing as if you're going to a theater, but the difference is you have to waste money on gas, waste money on popcorn and drinks, you have to waste money on parking probably sometimes, and you also have to wait in line sometimes to get into your movie theater. Then you have to go use a public restroom. It's just so much of a hassle. You have to get up in the middle of a movie to go to the bathroom possibly, and then you miss part of the movie, which really kind of sucks for some people. So that's what I'm saying. There's all these negatives about going to a movie theater. Yes, you get the experience of surround sound, possibly even, you have the 3D experience, IMAX, the works. But sometimes a movie is just a movie and you just want to go see it, or you want to just relax at home and watch it at home. Have a nice, glass of, whatever you want, popcorn, make popcorn yourself, the works, so just give audience the opportunity to do that instead. But, I get it. Business is business, and they want to go ahead and restart every business as possible, including movie theaters. So we'll see what kind of new normal is going to happen with that, and we'll see what happens in the upcoming months. Coming up next in entertainment news, I have the stars of the new movie. Speaking of movies, I have the stars of the new movie Mighty Oak, Tommy Ragen and Gianna Harris on the Xander Effect. But first, here is Karen Lowe's Body right here on the Xander Effect.
Walking down the avenue, I see a very gorgeous looking dude. There's something about him, I got to stop and look. He made my body show. Yeah, out on the scene tonight, back to some good music. I'm getting a little thirsty, I walk to the bar, and there he is again. Ooh, yeah, baby, you say you want it, you say you need it, just come and get it, I'll give it to you, baby. I know you want it, you know I need it, just come and get it, I'll give it to you, baby. You say you want it, you say you need it, just come and get it, I'll give it to you, baby. I know you want it, you know I need it, just come and get it, I'll give it to you, baby. Linda bar's about to close. Think about you and me, no close. Champagne and a little conversation leads to late night sensation. As he whisper in my ear, I don't wanna stop kissing you, I don't wanna stop holding you, I don't wanna stop loving you, needing you, wanting you. Yeah, it's a great thing. It's a great thing, sweet thing. You say you want it, you say you need it, just come and get it, I'll give it to you, baby. I know you want it, you know I need it, just come and get it, I'll give it to you, baby. You say you want it, you say you need it, just come and get it, I'll give it to you, baby. I know you want it, you know I need it, just come and get it, I'll give it to you, baby.
Waiting on walks, she likes the way that I talk. I have no special concern that she might be trying to stalk. She looks so good to me, like a goddess of beauty. Just want the chance to be the one you wanna see. All the time I can spend with you and never end. Wanna know if we can be more than just friends. I will please you, baby, never teach you, lady. All I have to be yours, you know I want it. Let me come and get it.
Baby, let me take you home. We won't need no clothes on, so we can feel the heat. Get in between the sheets. Tear it out like a piece. Take my heart, skin for me. You say you want it, so come and get it. You say you want it, say you want it. Say you need it, I'm gonna give it to you, baby. I know you want it, know you need it. So you need it, get it, I'll give it to you, baby. You say you want it, so you want it. Say you need it, say you need it. I'll give it to you, baby. I know you want it, say you want it, know I need it. Just come and get it, I'll give it to you, baby.
So on the Xander Effect, I have two young up-and-coming actors that are in the brand new movie called Mighty Oak. I have lead actor, one of the lead actors, Tommy Ragen, and his co-star Gianna Harris. How are you both doing today?
I'm good. I'm doing great.
Awesome, awesome. So how does it feel like to be in a Paramount movie that's going to be coming out, especially right now with everything being in quarantine? I mean, how's it feel that it's finally going to start, finally going to be out in theaters already?
I think it's crazy. Yeah. I agree. I think it's pretty crazy, and Like, I mean, it's just like, it feels like, it's been so long, and it's kind of, it's kind of feels like unreal that, like, we're actually in a movie and that, like, it's all coming together and it's all coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I've wanted to be in a movie for so long, and now that it's coming out, it's insane, and I never thought this would ever happen, especially a Paramount movie. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty big deal. So I mean, it's actually a huge deal, really. So man, I'm really happy. I saw the trailer for it, and it's a very interesting concept. It's basically about a singer that passes away in a very tragic car accident. And Tommy, you play the character. You play basically the character Oak Scoggins, and it's almost like that character, is a reincarnation of the band leader or the band member that died, which is the brother, of the young woman that's also that pretty much was trying to like get the band going and everything. Then you come in and you have these incredible skills on the guitar, and she believes that you're the reincarnation version of her brother. So it's a very interesting concept that they have going on. Like they have a young boy that is along with these adult, like pre-adult, people, and you're the lead in this whole thing because of your guitar skills. I mean, and I saw the skills in the trailer, and I'm like, I'm like, is it real or is it not? I mean, Tommy, are you actually, is that you playing the guitar?
It is, yeah.
Wow. Wow. How long have you been playing the guitar for?
Well, now that I'm 12, so I've been playing for 6 years, but at the time of the recording, I had been playing for like 5, so yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. I mean, you have I saw what you were doing and I was like, I can't believe, hands could move that fast in the guitar chords. I mean, you're doing an incredible job. Is that something that when you auditioned for the part, is that something that, actually blew the casting directors away as well?
I think that helped. Yeah, I definitely do.
So talk to me a little bit about your character, Oak.
My character. So for the band stuff, they chose to use my songs for the songs that the band played. So like all of the band songs, they're actually all my original music. So like that was kind of random, but like, so I mean, my point there was like, Oak is kind of like, in ways I feel like, he's a little bit like me in ways, and I think that he's like I'd say that like he's a really nice kid, and that like he just has a passion for music, and then like all this stuff is like going for him, like Army and Love and everything, but I don't really want to give too much away, so I'm trying my best not to. But.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I get it. So I mean, like, have you been, aside from the movie, have you been like trying to just get, record deal, or do you already have a record deal with somebody, because of your skills or anything?
I think that right now, like, I'm definitely like, of course I want a record deal and stuff, but I'm not like, like right now I definitely think so. I don't have one yet. But like, I mean, because the movie hasn't come out and everything, I haven't like started really searching for like a record label or anything, but I definitely like want to start, or like, try to get a record label maybe when I'm like, the movie comes out and everything. But right now I just want to be patient because I want the movie to come out first, and then I just want to, go for it.
No, that's totally understandable. And Gianna, you actually already have a little bit of experience both in theater and in films, because you're a singer yourself.
Yes, I am.
And you were born and raised in New Jersey?
Yes, I was.
So how was that like growing up on the East Coast, knowing that you had like, pretty much the East Coast is the mecca for like theater, for Broadway, for all that stuff? I mean, was that what inspired you to get into the entertainment industry?
I mean, a lot inspired me. I mean, I don't have a lot of, my grandfather sings and plays guitar, but my family is more like the athletic type. So most of my inspiration to perform was just watching like TV and seeing like people sing, and then seeing just people on shows, and I'm like, I want to do that. And so around when I was 9, I started to take singing lessons and stuff like that. And that's what really inspired me, to seeing other people doing it. And I was like, I want to be a rock star.
Nice. Well, it looks like you're getting up there. You know, you're starting to get up there in that genre, which is really cool. Talk to me a little bit about your character, Emma Biggs.
Yes, Emma Biggs. I love her so much. She's like an extension of me. I was so excited when I got this role because Tommy and I, we met in 2018 when we did the School of Rock tour, national tour together. And Tommy is like a little brother to me, and being able to play his best friend in a show, it was so organic, and she really does stand up for him and stands up for good, and always is trying to comfort him. And that's how I hope to be for Tommy, and then just for all of my friends.
No, that's really cool. That's really cool that you guys that's a really close-knit relationship that you guys have developed you know, during the filming. And are you so you're a singer, are you also trying to pursue that as well, aside from filming?
Yes, I am. I work with this producer, his name is Troy Bell, and we are working on a girls group currently. It is called Enjoy the Journey, and we just started right before quarantine, so it kind of stopped early, but we're trying to get back in the studio very soon once it's safe to go out again.
Nice. And this is what you want. You want to be in a girl group. You don't want to do anything solo.
I'm very go with the flow. So if there's anything I can work on, you know what I mean? It's so important to work with other people, not just yourself. And if this does bring an opportunity for me to work by myself later, it'll be really great. But I really enjoy working with these girls. I like working with other people, you know?
Nice. So let me ask both of you this. How was it like for you two to be working alongside Janelle Parrish and Raven Simone on set?
Okay, so for me, I'm kind of like, I wouldn't say I'm a Zoomer, but like my brother is, and like I'm pretty close to like being like in the very young generation, which is Gianna still is too, but I don't know her experience, but like she's a little bit older than me, so she probably knew them. I didn't know them personally though, like before filming on set. So like I kind of just developed with Janelle, like we're very close, and I never really thought of her as this like huge movie star. Even though she is and stuff, but like I don't think of anyone like that. I try to just be open-minded. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to get to?
Yeah.
I didn't know how famous she was, and I mean, even if she was, I would still like not think of her that way. But you know, I kind of just like didn't even realize. So then when I saw she was famous, I was like, oh, that's cool. But I just always just saw her as a friend, and like never really saw any of them as famous, just because, you know, I feel like it's more fun that way. And also I didn't even know that they were famous in the first place, but yeah.
That's understandable. What about you, Gianna?
It was insane. Yes, I'm 15, Tommy's 12, so I guess it's kind of a big gap between us. So on the people that we know as famous people, and I was going in thinking they are famous, but I am also right beside them, so there's no reason to freak out. And so I grew up watching Big Time Rush, so meeting Carlos Penavega was like, I saw him and I was like, oh my gosh, that's Carlos Penavega. And then also his wife, Alexa Penavega, who is in Spy Kids. Like, I was just trying to keep my cool around them. But once I met all of them, between Janelle and the Penavegas and Raven, I was like, okay, we're good now. They're nice people.
No, that's really cool. Yeah, no, I mean, Raven Simone, she's been around for a long time. She started at a much younger age than both of you started in this industry. I mean, she was just like literally like probably about maybe 4 years old when she started in the entertainment industry. So she's definitely been around for a long time. But like you said, Carlos Penavega, Alexa Penavega, Janelle Parrish, they all have their own fame, from the stuff that they grew up doing. So that's really cool. So Tommy, how is it like being the son of for a brief period of time of Alexa, aka her character, she plays Valerie Scoggins, the mother of Oak Scoggins?
So everyone on set was like this, but Alexa was just like so nice, and everyone there was so welcoming. And like my experience with her is that she was just like, we got pretty close, and like she was just like, she was just so nice, and everything flowed really well in our scenes, and I just had a great experience. And then once my friends found out about it, I never really watched Spy Kids, but like, I mean, they freaked out about this stuff too. So
right on.
I hide it from them because I didn't want them to like ask me to like give them their number and stuff. But.
So, I mean, speaking of your personal lives, I mean, how has this changed? I mean, Gianna, you, like I said, you've been doing, film. You've been in film a little bit longer than Tommy has, so I'm sure your experience is different from his. But Tommy, how has this, how has being a part of this changed you as far as, not changed you, but it's changed your personal life as far as, your friends seeing you differently or anything like that? I mean, how's that been going for you?
Yeah, so I didn't really get to explain it that well when I said that. No one really changed because all my friends that I had before, they kind of just understand. They kind of freaked out, but I kind of explained to them, like, just don't freak out. Because, like, it's weird because, I do have a few friends who are also in the entertainment business, so some of them, they were just like, it's normal for them because they do that too. And so they didn't really change at all. But I just try to surround myself with great people. So I've never really had many bad experiences with people changing or anything because I just, I try to keep good people around me.
No, that's smart. And what about you, Gianna? I mean, how's the experience been for you?
I mean, I have, I would say 2 different types of friend groups. I have people that, closest friends that are also in the business that I've known for 6 years now and have been my best friends for 6 years. And I have people that go to my school who I'm not as close with. And I do see a difference in the people that I go to school with. So, people that won't normally talk to me, when they found out that I was in a movie with these people, they started to, talk to me. And I'm like, that's not how that works. But my really close friends, I love them so much. They're like, okay, cool, you did a movie with famous people, and they'll be like, how was it? You know what I mean? Just normal friend type of asking how your experiences was, and it wasn't like, can I meet them type of stuff. But definitely at school, I definitely see a change in how people act towards me when I book stuff.
And of course, you try to be as nice as possible with even what you might call the fakes.
Yeah, of course.
Well, yeah, because you have to be.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool though that you guys, still maintain, to be still grounded and down to earth, because that's the secret to this industry is that you have to stay grounded. You have to stay humble at all times because it could be here today, gone tomorrow, and the legacy that you want to continue to leave behind is that of somebody that when people remember, regardless if it's a short-lived run in the entertainment industry or a long-lived run, I mean, you always want people to always say, that person was really nice. Regardless of how big they got, they were still really nice. They still, they were still really cool and, they weren't jerks or anything. So you got to keep on being that way. Always remember to keep on being that way. Never forget that. But that's really cool, though, that you guys have, continued to do that. What kind of obstacles did you both face, or were there any obstacles that you faced when you were filming?
No. That kind of was very simple, but it's true. For me, I don't know, for some reason, it just felt like everything went perfect. and I'm not even lying. That's actually just how it felt.
You didn't have any issues, memorizing lines or anything like that?
It sounds like I'm lying because that's kind of impossible to not have one thing, but it's actually true. Trust me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And Gianna?
School, no one likes school, but at least the teachers were nice, and I tried to make it fun. But
Nice. Yeah. And Gianna?
Since I live in New Jersey and we filmed in San Diego, doing the transition from New Jersey to San Diego was like awesome, but like kind of crazy because the time difference. And we filmed in February, and it was weird because it was like supposed to be cold, and it was not cold there. So it was like a little like my mind was a little confused on what was happening. But I mean, it really, I know, Tommy, it did sound like you were lying, but it really was just amazing. Like, I don't think there was anything, because everyone was so nice. Everyone was so nice and so kind, and like they helped you with everything. The only thing that was like challenging really was school, but again, the teachers were also insanely nice and were really helpful.
No, that's really cool. So aside from it being not challenging and, aside from that small challenge really, which was school, what was the most fun that you had on set? What was the most entertaining portion of filming that you guys had when you were on set?
Do you want to go first this time? I always go first.
I don't know if it's gonna be the same for Tommy, but I got to learn how to surf.
Nice.
And it was so much fun. It was like the best like week and a half I've ever had, because it was just like being in the water all day, and then I would learn to surf, and then we would do the scene, and it was just a lot of fun. Because it's just like, one, I love the ocean, so I got to be in the ocean all day and out in the sun, but learning to do new skill.
Nice. And for you, Tommy?
So hanging out with people like offset was probably my favorite part. Like the actors, which are awesome, like they let me hang out with them and like come into their, what is it called, like the RV thing, and like they would just be really nice. But also I'd like to say that the crew members are also, they were really, really fun to hang out with, and like parts where like we just like not have school or just like not film, I would just go hang out with the crew members because they were pretty awesome.
Nice. Well, that's really cool that you guys had a great time, and continue doing what you're doing. How can people, find you on social media?
Yes. So follow me on Instagram if you would like. That's like pretty much my only social media source that I use. So like, it's just at Tommy Ragen, and Ragen is spelled like rage, but just with an N at the end. So yeah.
And Gianna?
You can find me at the Gianna Harris on Instagram.
Nice. Well, thank you both very much for being on the Xander Effect. Make sure everybody goes and watches Mighty Oak. It's like I said, the trailer so far that I've seen is amazing. It's a very fascinating movie. I mean, Tommy, you're an incredible talent. I can foresee that, you're doing big things. Gianna, same thing for you. I mean, both of you are the future of the entertainment industry, and I'm very happy to see both of you continue to grow. Thank you both very much for being on the Xander Effect.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
You're very welcome. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Tommy Ragen and Gianna Harris, for being on the Xander Effect. Don't forget to check out their brand new movie, Mighty Oak, coming to all streaming networks on July 7th. In sports, I had made mention at the very beginning of the Xander Effect that it was, I believe I said it, the Texans were the ones that had players that were infected with COVID-19. And yeah, the Houston Texans have football players that are infected with COVID-19. But actually, in this particular case, it's the University of Texas that has 13 football players that have been confirmed positive for coronavirus. And as it stands right now, it looks like the college football players are now self-isolating. And it looks like 10 more players identified through contact tracing have also been self-quarantined for being asymptomatic. So they have that. In addition, they also have 4 players that have tested positive for COVID-19 antibodies. But of course, we don't know if antibodies can actually prevent a second infection. Now, all of this happened after after 58 players initially returned to campus. So chances are these players might have gotten it while they were on break or something, because they had to go ahead and take a break for all this stuff that was going on with COVID-19 plus summer, et cetera, et cetera. So during that break, they must have somehow, some way gotten the virus, and they brought it back with them. So right now they're being in self-isolation. Now, we don't know how serious the situation is, but so far it looks like the University of Texas is not taking any chances on their Longhorn players. So hopefully they'll get better very soon. In other sports news, looks like talks still continue on in Major League Baseball as the MLB decided to send a proposal over to the MLBPA. And basically their proposal was for a 60-game season that featured prorated pay for players. Something that basically the union has been asking for since, they started talking about, these changes they had to make due to COVID-19. Well, the MLBPA went ahead and countered with another proposal, and they basically tweeted out, Tony Clark released the following statement. He's the leader of the MLBPA, and said, quote, "We delivered to Major League Baseball today a counter proposal based on a 70-game regular season, which among a number of issues includes expanded playoffs for both 2020 and 2021. We believe this offer represents the basis for an agreement on resumption of play," which, according to what they've been talking about, the resumption of play is supposedly July 19th. So that's the proposed regular season, which they said that would start July 19th and wrap up September 30th. Now, according to ESPN's Jeff Passan, he went ahead and tweeted some of the details of the new proposal, and he said, quote, "Among the details in MLBPA's new proposal, sources tell ESPN, 70-game season from July 19th to September 30th, $50 million in playoff bonuses, 50-50 split on new postseason TV revenues in 2021, forgiveness of salary advance for tier 1 through 3 players, universal DH, mutual waivers of grievance." These are some of the items that are proposed by the MLBPA. So, in essence, that's the counter proposal. We'll see if the MLB agrees and, baseball season can resume already without any other issues. In other sports news, the new premiere of Hard Knocks is set to premiere on August 11th. Now, let me tell you something. Hard Knocks is actually one of my favorite. I'm a football fan. I gotta admit it. I'm a football fan, and it's one of my favorite, football documentaries, which basically follows an individual team and their players and their coaches and the staff, for an entire season. The first one that I remember watching was the New York Jets Hard Knocks, and that one, the story was basically centered around the coach and around the brand new rookie QB Mark Sanchez. Well, at the time he was a rookie, and how they were coaching and everything, which is really cool because you get to watch the process. You get to watch what the coaches have to go ahead and do, what the players have to endure as far as training camps, etc. So it's actually a very fascinating docuseries that they do on HBO, and I'm glad that they're going to be doing it again. It will be, of course, on HBO, and no doubt it's also going to be on the new streaming platform HBO Max. So far, it's still HBO only announced that they are premiering Hard Knocks, but it says it's going to be on HBO. Usually, whatever is premiering on HBO goes to HBO Max, or at least HBO Go. They go ahead and they put the episode after it premieres on HBO, and it looks like it is set to premiere on August 11th at 10 p.m. and the final episode is set for September 8th. Now, this season The cameras are going to be following the Chargers and the Rams as they prepare for the 2020 season. So far, one of the coaches, the Chargers head coach, Anthony Lynn, who is actually a veteran of the Hard Knocks docuseries, went ahead and said, quote, "Having been part of Hard Knocks before when I was with the New York Jets, my biggest takeaway from that whole experience was that you get out of it what you put into it. There's a reason that season was probably the most popular Hard Knocks ever. If you're going to do a show, do it right. You can't fake it. We didn't have a problem providing access because we built a relationship with the crew. There was a mutual trust that exists to this day with those people, and many of them will actually be working on this year's show. Broadcasting your internal business all over the world isn't something you regularly want to do, but in a year with as many challenges as this one has had, I'm glad we can be part of bringing football back to the fans this summer. To be honest, I'm looking forward to the brand new season of Hard Knocks, and man, it should be a really good season. Coming up next in video game news, Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed once again, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But first, here are the Pondhawks, Afraid of Love, right here on the Xander Effect.
Hey, Jeremy Miller from Growing Pains here, and you're listening to this jerk, my good friend Xander Dames, on The Xander Effect.
Met you in the summertime, double diamante and lime. Nunca olvidaré ese día. Whole year is passed us by, and I wanna relive that night. Ahora estás en mi avenida. No me hagas esperar. Wanna be up in your palm. Estoy parado aquí. You know what I need. Met you in the summertime, double diamante and lime. Nunca olvidaré ese día. Whole year is passed us by, and I wanna relive that night. Ahora estás en mi avenida. No me hagas esperar. Wanna be up in your palm. Estoy parado aquí. You know what I need. Lo que quieres son tus manos en mí, yeah. Manos en mí, manos en mí. Ahora lo que quieres son tus manos en mí, manos en mí, manos en mí. Ahora lo que quieres son tus manos en mí. Pienso en ti todo el tiempo. Solo quiero tus manos en mí, manos en mí. Ahora lo que quieres son tus manos en mí, yeah.
That was DJ Makasi and Gregor Cruz featuring Tima D's Manos en Mi right here on the Xander Effect. In video game news, looks like Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed once again. And, this delay comes in a form of a letter from CD Projekt Red's co-founder Marcin Winski and the head of the studio Adam Badowski, which pretty much they explain the reason why. And the letter reads, quote, "We have decided to move the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 from September 17th to November 19th. Those of you who are familiar with the way we make games know that we won't ship something which is not ready. Quote, ready when it's done. End quote, is not just a phrase we say because it sounds right. It's something we live by even when we know we'll take the heat for it. At the same time, we are fully aware that making such a decision costs us your trust, and trading trust for additional time is one of the hardest decisions a game developer can make. And despite we think it's the right decision for the game, we'd still like to apologize for making you wait longer. Our intention is to make Cyberpunk 2077 something that will stay with you for years to come. In the end, we hope you understand why we did what we did. At the time we are writing these words, Cyberpunk 2077 is finished both content and gameplay wise. The quests, the cutscenes, and skills and the skills and items, all the adventures Night City has to offer, it's all there. But with such an abundance of content and complex systems interweaving with each other, we need to properly go through everything, balance game mechanics, and fix a lot of bugs. A huge world means a huge number of things to iron out, and we will spend the additional time doing exactly that. This week, journalists from all over the world are starting to independently play the game. We are eager and quite stressed to hear their opinions, as well as see your reactions when they publish their previews right after we air Night City Wire on the 25th of June. We hope this will satisfy some of your hunger for the game as we work to polish it for the November launch. Thank you. So, I mean, in a sense, it's disappointing for a lot of gamers that, you know, the launch has been pushed back even further, but at the same time, I'm actually appreciative of that because there's a lot of games that get rushed into it, and there is a buttload of bugs that are within those games that a lot of gamers tend to have, you know, a problem with. I mean, there's bugs with hackers, you know, there's bugs with, you know, the game not starting right. Maybe sometimes, you know, there's server issues. There's a lot of issues. I mean, this coming from games such as not Rainbow Six Siege, excuse me, Call of Duty. Call of Duty has a lot of bugs in it, and it mostly has to do with multiplayer. So, without a doubt, they're probably trying to fix those bugs too. Another game that has a lot of bugs in it, and this is major, is Grand Theft Auto. I mean, those have major bugs in it as well, and also a lot of problem with hackers. So I understand what CD Projekt Red is trying to do, and I appreciate what they're trying to do because at the same time, I think they're trying to make sure that the game is enjoyable for everybody that's playing it, and that shows right there dedication and love for the consumer. So mad respect for them for doing that. Disappointed in another delay on the game, but hey, when it comes out, we're all going to enjoy what could be considered a picture-perfect game. That's the news in case you haven't heard it. Thank you so much for listening to the Xander Effect. Remember, we still have a virus out there, and looks like another wave is starting to creep in on us, so please be careful out there. Make sure to practice social distancing. Make sure to wear your masks. Make sure to be careful, not just for yourselves, but for your loved ones. And during this time of tragedy going on in the world, during these protests and everything that's going on, please remember to love one another. Remember, we are all in this one world together. And remember, music always heals all. We'll see you next time.
Y'all. I be tell I told. Yeah, you did. They ain't believe it though. One life. Brown. Same game, be telling. What up? Woo! So we kick it like it's kickball. Power couple. She dripping in that Dolce Gabbana. They wanna touch her. Everybody know that's do girl. What you gonna do by it? Me and her take on the world. Now that's a truth.
Hey everyone, the Xander Effect is powered by 50/50 Global Music Inc., Sony Music, The Orchard, and BMG Bertelsmann Group, in association with Art 19 Media.